All right, we are back with another episode of It's That Easy. It is Wednesday night. Let's see, July the 8th. It's been a few days, and I will say this. I did go on vacation. I went to the mountains. Wasn't a lot of good service there. Did get to keep up with games, but didn't get to produce a show for a couple days. But we're back at it now. And we're going to talk about what happened, at least in the World Cup, from Sunday to today. Look ahead to tomorrow's game, and then we'll hit on some baseball. So if you're watching, please like the video. If you get a chance, go ahead and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, turn on notifications. That way, every time I put out a new video, you get notified. So let's jump into World Cup action. So let's see, starting with Sunday. Man, okay, Norway played Brazil. I did pick Norway, one, because I like Holland, good guy. Also because they were the underdog, and I don't know, I just have this affinity for underdogs. I'm like, I want to pick the underdog. It pays better. Well, guess what? Norway took care of business big time. I think they kind of helped Brazil a little bit to get that one goal at the end. Neymar got to kick it in his last, World Cup. But Norway, man, I like them. I really like them for the rest of the tournament, but we'll talk about them a little later. So good job there. Tough game for Mexico, man. They had it in Mexico City. They had it at the elevation they wanted to have it in. And England, Kane and the guys came through. There's a kid named, I don't remember his name. He's on the left wing. The dude can fly, and I feel like that guy made the difference early on. He was beating people, got the ball, to the center of the goal. I mean, the guy did great. Good for England. Not rooting for them next time, but you know what? Good game there. Knocked out the second of the host countries. Then we come to Monday, and man, that was a tough game. Spain and Portugal. Here's the thing. Anybody else think this as well? Like, I don't think Portugal was trying to get the ball to Ronaldo. I know if you watch Argentina, those guys always try and get the ball to go through Messi no matter what. Portugal, not the same. Maybe I'm missing something there. If I am, let me know in the comments. But Spain took it to them, and I picked Spain to win. Glad I did, because they beat them. Here's where I went wrong. I don't know what. I picked US. I said, you know what? These guys should show up. They should show out. They're the last team that is the host team, to be in it. Man, Belgium, I think they took offense to having Balogun added back to the team, and man, they were just better. I don't even know how to say it. I love our guys. I love the U.S. I was rooting for them till the very end. Belgium was just better. So good luck to them playing Spain. We would have had to play them anyway, so I guess that was good. I did not pick Belgium to win. I should have. Okay, here's a crazy one here. I picked Egypt to win, Egypt against Argentina, because Egypt was the underdog. I said, who knows what's going to happen? Man, wouldn't you know it? They're up 2-0 up until almost the 80th minute of the game. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. But I did see Belgium come back against Senegal. So at that time, it was paying 1 to 20, 1 to 5, 5 to 1, sorry, for Argentina to come back. So I said, you know what? Just in case, I'm going to drop a little $5 bet there for Argentina. And wouldn't you know it, 3 goals within 12 minutes? I mean, they just stormed back. I felt horrible for Egypt because I think they got the raw end of the deal. I think that there was a little help there for Argentina. But regardless, they were up 2-0. Can't make excuses. Argentina came back. That actually paid 5 to 1, so I actually made $30 that day. Yay! But I feel bad for Argentina. For Egypt, sorry. Argentina's gonna move on to play Switzerland, which I did pick Switzerland. Once again, I knew they were the underdog, but I just thought, you know what, it's gonna be a tough game. Let's see what happens. Switzerland took it into penalty kicks. Unbelievable, man. And that is the most nerve-wracking thing ever. But good game. I think they both had a chance to win in regulation. Didn't do it. Switzerland came out ahead. Now they play Argentina, so it's going to be interesting to watch that. Obviously, there was no games today. And then tomorrow we start the third round of the knockout round with France and Morocco. Now, of course, like France is, to me, I mean, arguing with Argentina fans, France is probably the best team that's in in the tournament right now. They play a Morocco team who's maybe wasn't as talented, but you know what? Doesn't matter. They won 2 rounds in a row. Or they won 2 rounds to get to this point. They deserve to be there. Over under is 2.5. Man, I feel like it's going to go over. It's going to be a 2-1, 3-1, 3-2 game. I think France wins the game, so I'm going to go France. That 180 is not too bad, but you're going to have to parlay that with something if you want to win something. Over under would be the better pick there, but I do expect Morocco to put up a hell of a fight tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes, and then we'll talk about what happens for on Friday. What is happening Friday? Let's see. Oh, Spain, Belgium. Yeah, that's going to be good. All right, let's look at baseball for today, Wednesday, July 8th. Do a quick recap here. Man, Rangers, I don't even know what happened today. It was so bad. I stopped watching when it was like 4-0. Well, I stopped paying attention to it at 4-0. Got 7-0. Look at that, 13-1. Yeah, they didn't even show up against a bad Angels team. But you know what? Rangers are Jekyll and Hyde, so never know what's going to happen. Currently, Diamondbacks and the Padres are playing. Padres have been struggling, but it looks like they're gonna. It's 2-1 in the 4th inning, so anything can happen there. Here's the shocker. Here, Rockies beat the Dodgers yesterday. Rockies are tied. Actually, the Dodgers were up 3-0. Rockies came back. They're like, yeah, we're not going to take this sitting down. I don't know. I'd watch that one. I have a feeling the Rockies can pull that one out there. I may actually parlay a Diamondbacks Rockies, see if they can come back from behind tonight and win these games. Look at that, Blue Jays. Wow. I knew the Giants were not great. I didn't think they were that bad. Cubs came back to beat the Orioles. Actually, no, Cubs were beating the Orioles. Orioles were coming back, but didn't make it all the way back. Tigers proved they're back on a roll, beating the A's today. Braves back on track, shut out the Pirates. Tampa Bay, we knew. Yankees are back. They went through that 7-game losing streak. They beat, I don't remember who it was they beat, and I thought, okay, look, the Yankees are back. Yeah, they've lost 2 or 3 since then. Yeah, not good for the Yankees. And the Rays, not surprising there. Marlins stay strong. Mariners, see, I'm glad I didn't even pick. I probably would have picked them. No, I wouldn't have. I like the Marlins. But here's the one thing I know. Mariners games not always, mostly go under. And sure enough, the over-under was 8.5 or 7.5. Look at that, 2-0. So keep that in mind as we go on through this week. Nationals beat the Astros. They probably should have. Reds should not have beaten the Phillies, and they whipped the Phillies. So yeah, that was a good game there. Mets and Royals were actually tied till like the 8th inning, and then the Mets pulled away. So it's just 2 bad teams playing each other. You never know what's going to happen there. That's the life is like a box of chocolates kind of thing. Red Sox are on a winning streak. I think a 5-game winning streak. Yeah, it shows. And they shut out. Now, they didn't just beat the White Sox. They shut them out. Twins came back. Man, I had the Twins in a parlay, in the 2-team parlay. They were losing the entire game. I said, well, you know what? It was worth a try because the Twins were the underdog at home with just a slightly worse record than the Guardians. Yeah, they came back in the end in the 9th inning. Bases loaded, 1 out or 2 outs. Got that winning run across. Good for them. And then the Cardinals beat the Brewers. Cardinals are no joke, man. Brewers are tough. Brewers are good, actually. But Cardinals are too. So that's your action for today for July 8th. All right, let's get into the games for Thursday, July 9th. So let's run through them really quick. We're actually it's not a full day. It's 13 games tomorrow. So let's run through them and see what we can get. So Angels, Rangers. Angels pitching Detmers tomorrow. He's lost his last game, and he's won 4 prior to that, which kind of worries me because the Angels beat up on the Rangers again today. But the Rangers are pitching Eovaldi. Eovaldi is our number 1 stopper whenever there's issues going on. He will come through, set it straight. So he's won his last 4 games, beat Detroit, Toronto, San Diego, and Boston. So for sure, he should be able to beat the Angels. So tomorrow, Rangers get back on track. Going Rangers. Braves and the Pirates. Braves pitching Elder, 4.01 ERA, lost his last 3 starts. They did lose today. Oh, no, they won today against the Pirates, pitching Keller, 5.02 ERA. He's lost 3 of his last 5 starts. They are a short favorite, but you know what? I got to go Pirates. They won. Why do I think that the Pirates won today? Maybe they did not. But I think we're picking Pirates at home tomorrow. Atlanta's a slight favorite, so we're going to go Pirates tomorrow. And actually, now I got to check that now, but we'll go Kansas City Royals pitching Waka, 3.45 ERA. Let's see, he's lost 4 of his last 5 starts, and they lost today. Bummer. Playing the Mets, Manea, 5.16 ERA, lost his last 3 starts, and they won today. Let's see. Yeah, the Braves won today. We're going to go Kansas City to win that. But you know what? Let's change that for the Pirates. I feel like the Braves are going to win. Let's go Braves on that one. I'll change that later. So, Yankees and the Rays, right? As this time, the Yankees do not have a starter listed, but they have lost 2 in a row and 4 of their last 5 games. The Rays are pitching Rasmussen, 2.78 ERA. Yeah, he's doing pretty good. So they've won 2 in a row. The numbers say that they're going to win no matter who the Yankees start, because they already started their top guy, Schlittler. Cole did okay, but they lost today. So we're going to stick with Tampa as a pretty decent favorite at minus 1.56. Sorry, minus 156. Guardians and Twins. That was a tough one today. So the Guardians actually had the lead the entire game. Twins come back, win in the 9th inning. Guardians pitching Williams, 3.89 ERA, won his last 2 starts, but he did lose the 3 prior, and they have lost 3 in a row. Poor Guardians. Playing the Twins, pitching Ober, 4.59 ERA. Even though he lost his last start to Pittsburgh, he won the 3 prior. He beat Boston, Milwaukee, and Miami. So quality starts, wins against quality teams. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, and they've won 3 in a row, including a comeback today. So we are going to stick with the Twins as the underdog for tomorrow. Let's see, Boston and the Red Sox. They're on a 5-game winning streak, so I don't know why they're doing this, but they're pitching a guy named Sandoval. 5.08 ERA. That is from 2024. The guy hasn't pitched since then. So basically making his first start of 2026. But the Red Sox have won 5 games in a row, so they're on a roll. They're playing the White Sox, who are pitching K, 4.39 ERA. He lost 3 of his last 4 starts. They've lost 2 in a row. Streaks end at some point. Unfortunately, because of that pitcher, I got to go Sox tomorrow. They're a slight favorite at minus 117. We're going Sox to win tomorrow over the Red Sox, who bust that streak. Why would you throw that guy unless you're just like, hey, we have nobody else. Let's throw a guy who hasn't thrown a pitch or hasn't started a game since 2024. Cubs and the Orioles. Cubs pitching Peterson, 6.75 ERA, lost 4 of his last 5 starts. But the Cubs have won 3 in a row, and they won a tough one today, 9-7 against the Orioles. Pitching Rogers, 4.70 ERA, 2 good starts, 5 innings, no runs, 6 innings, 1 run. Won his last 3 starts, beat Cincinnati, Washington, and the Dodgers. So quality wins there. But they have lost 3 in a row. I think the streak breaks tomorrow. I think the Orioles find their way into the win column and against Chicago. A's and the Tigers. A's pitching Perkins, 6.75 ERA, lost his last 4 starts. Lost to some pretty decent teams in Miami, the Angels, and Pittsburgh. So, but the A's have lost 5 in a row. They are definitely in struggle mode right now. Tigers pitching Valdez, 4.29 ERA. He's gotten better and better as a season. He had a tough ERA a month ago. He's gotten better throughout the season, but they have lost 4 of his last 5 starts. But the Tigers have won 4 games in a row. So being that they are at home and against a struggling A's team, we are going to go with Tigers to win tomorrow. Here's a tough one. Mariners. Favored, minus 149. Pitching Miller, 1.71 ERA. Like their top pitcher there. 7 innings, no runs his last start. Won his last game, but lost the 2 prior. They've lost 2 in a row now to Miami. Miami's pitching junk. That's not what they're throwing. That's actually the guy's name. 4.80 ERA. Won his last start, but lost the two prior. They were two good teams. Lost to Atlanta and Tampa Bay, so not a pushover there. They have won 5 in a row, but for some reason, I feel like tomorrow Seattle's gonna take the game. Um, Man, I hate going against a team, but the numbers tell me Seattle because of the ERA, and he has. So the Mariners pitcher's only given up 6 runs in the last 5 games. The Marlins pitcher has given up 21 runs in his last 5 games. So we're gonna go Seattle tomorrow, but you know how that goes for me. Phillies and the Reds. Phillies pitching Luzardo, 3.75 ERA. He won his last 5 starts in a row, beating Kansas City, the Mets, the Nationals, the Marlins, and the Blue Jays. They have lost 1 in a row because they did lose today, playing the Reds. Pitching Singer, 5.03 ERA. Lost his last 3 starts to Baltimore, Milwaukee, and Pittsburgh. They did win today, so they got a little 1 game trying to get a streak going on, but we're going to go Phillies tomorrow in Cincinnati. Brewers and the Cardinals. Brewers pitching Henderson, 2.74 ERA. One of their best pitchers, obviously, besides Mizrachi there. His last 2 starts, 5 innings, no runs, 5 innings, 1 run. Pretty consistent there. Only giving up 7 runs in his last 5 games. Won his last 3 starts. He beat the Dodgers, Minnesota, and the Yankees. So some quality starts. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, but they did lose today to the Cardinals. Cardinals pitching Palante, 3.60 ERA. He's been struggling, giving up hits and runs in his last couple of games. He did win 4 of his last 5 games, though, so got to give him some credit there. They did win today, but jumping back on the Brewers bandwagon tomorrow in St. Louis. Diamondbacks pitching Kelly, 5.71 ERA. Won his last start, but lost the 4 prior. He didn't lose to the Padres. He didn't pitch against the Padres yet. And they've lost 1 in a row, and they're actually going to lose again tonight. So they're getting beat pretty good. Padres pitching Cannon, 6.71 ERA. Lost his last 2 starts, but won the 2 prior, beating Atlanta and St. Louis. Not too bad there. They've won 2 in a row now after they win tonight. So we're going to stick with San Diego. It's kind of a weird game, those two. Neither one of them have good scores that I'm coming up with in my rankings here. But we're going to go San Diego tomorrow. And then Rockies and the Giants. Giants do not have a pitcher right now, so there's no line. I'm going to guess possibly that the Rockies, they have similar records, that the Rockies maybe will be the favorite. The Rockies beat the Dodgers yesterday. I got to check this again. Let's see. Rockies. Oh, they lost today to the Dodgers 4-3. So not terribly bad. So they've lost 1 in a row. The Giants have lost 2 in a row. So I'm going to go with the Rockies tomorrow, even though they're still on the road in San Francisco. They've shown over the last 2 or 3 days that they can score runs. So these are your picks for Thursday, July 9th. Hope you have a great day watching baseball. Hope you have a great day watching soccer. It's back on tomorrow, and whatever other sport you want to watch. And if you do decide to bet on any of these sports, I hope you win a ton of money. So like, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks.